give it stock.
Prefect Kalo commands a full complement of soldiers, mostly seasoned Imperials and not the Nibonese mercenaries that make up Euraxia's main forces. It's probable that Sorlinia and her assassination squad is here as well, so I advise caution.
So you think we'll have a way in?
I prefer to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, of course, but these are enemy forces. We must do what we must to complete our mission. I'll work my way down from the upper levels of the house. You find your own entrance and we'll meet somewhere inside.
Alright, let's just go meet in the manor house then.
Try not to alert the entire garrison to our presence, and keep an eye out for Captain Sorlinia or anything related to Euraxia's final order. We need to determine where the assassination squad plans to strike if we're going to save the Dragon Guard.
Tell us one more about the Dragon Guard,
As I said, the Dragon Guard I knew were the Emperor's protectors. I suspect this has more to do with legends that speak of their role as dragon hunters of old. Idle speculation isn't going to accomplish anything. If I were younger...
Your age? What is bothering you,
I feel the weight of my years, and it gets worse the longer this goes on. In my younger days, I would have already corralled the dragons and banished the necromancers to a forgotten plane of oblivion. Enough of this. I'll meet you inside.
Oh. It's very old. It does make sense, yes? Let this one sneak themselves around. Damn it. Got it. By order of the Queen Euraxia, the garrison previously commanded by Prefect Kalo is now under my control. Due to the refusal to follow orders handed down directly from Queen Euraxia, Prefect Kalo has been found guilty of treason and imprisoned for his insubordination. Effective immediately, all Cyrenists or regulars are to support the effort of Euraxian troops under my command. Due to this development, the doors to the manor house, or main house, have been temporarily sealed to serve as a prison and command center for my senior officers. Once Prefect Kalo is transported to sentencing, this restriction will be lifted. If you need any access to the manor house during this period, see Lieutenant Tilia. For now, he is the only officer who can provide the entry to the cellars. From there, you can reach the main levels of the house. Those soldiers who selected to join the assassination squad will receive orders shortly pertaining to our mission to find and terminate the last Dragon Guard. Captain Simona. Oh, could have just gone around. Alright.
One of Kalo's pet cats. Time to make me a fur coat.
Sneak, sneak, sneak. Uh-oh.
What? One of Kalo's intruder! Time to make me a fur coat. Time to make me a fur coat. Time to make me a fur coat. One of Kalo's pet cats.
Yes, we get it.
Make me a fur coat.
You like fur coats. We get it. Oh, man. Ooh, heavy sack. Alright. Let's see if I can turn off those announcements, too. mean, the combat numbers and everything else is okay, but it's not like great when you're trying to concentrate on stuff. Like, I prefer to like look at the battle and be like, ooh, ah. Alright, let's just find our way into the settlers, hmm? Interesting that this one cannot just open the locks, but oh, we will go in and see. Wisdom of the Flying Gods. Our message is spread among the ranks shall soon spread about the people beyond. It is time to write down the teach the words of the true masters, the gods that fly above us. For I have listened and will share what I've heard, their wisdom, their commands. What follows my understanding of the words of the dragons and my interpretations of the words of what those words mean, imperfect though the interpretation may be. Dove Nafas wizards. Dragons fear not a trap of vines. Beware your strengths. Fall not to your weaknesses that would trip lesser beings. It's a Mura Vik. Betrayal is the path of defeat. Betrayal, literally the poisoning of brothers, fractures alliances. It can be the beginning of the end. Nirwazi Mira Wakwa. Betrayal is the betrayal is the path to great victory. The masters are wise. Sometimes breaking an alliance is necessary to achieve victory. Wait, what? Betrayal is a path to defeat. Betrayal is a path to great victory. Okay, that's contradictory. Rujo Lok. When unsteady, rise. I first misunderstood this. I thought that Lok just meant sky, and that we should look to the sky. But now now I understand fully. It's not a command that to look to the sky and seek help from above. It's a metaphor for flight. Rise, brace yourself, and push yourself harder to avoid turbulent winds. Do not seek the safety of the ground. Rise and seek greater glory instead. Nuna me boston okstid nal solv. Only a fool flies in the storm and is surprised by the shock. Be aware of your circumstances. Do not be so blind to your surroundings or focus on your goals that you should forget to see the obvious dangers around you. Deon folk fe koven ark run. Implausible spirits haunt a grove in the wind and rain. Whatever you think you see, look again. Look closer. Is there a more reasonable explanation? No. The word day seems to have a broad body direct translation. At its core, it means false. But with a connotation of laughable false, laughing at those who make the claim. On is a little more slippery slope. I think it means something like soul, but more empty. Something lifeless. Soul-shriven? So soul-shriven, a soul-shriven haunts the grove, or something like that, right? I guess. Nid kun. No moon, no moonlight. Ensure that your resources are secure, that you know where you come from, and that you do not take them for granted. These are but a few pieces of wisdom that I overheard in my time with the masters. I feel I have a good grasp on their ancient language, but I must listen closely for the wisdom in their words. I will stay close as I am able. I'm not an important officer, but my duties allow me to listen, and I will report. That I will report that you may hear their wisdom as well. I will share more when the time is right. Dragons don't feel the trap of vines. Betrayal is the path to defeat. Betrayal is the greatest victory. When unsteady, rise. Only a fool flies in the storm, surprised by the shock. Implausible spirits haunt the grove in the wind and rain. No moon, no moonlight. See, if I ignore all the bullshit this guy's talking about, like the wisdom here, this sounds like they're talking about Cadwell. Because you get dragons fear not the trap of vines. Okay, skip that one. Betrayal is two things that keep on, like, betrayal is both defeat and victory here, which suggests the betrayer, which we know now is Cadwell. When unsteady, rise. Sounds a little bit like a necromancer rising, you know, bringing somebody up from the dead. Only a fool flies in the storm is surprised by the shock. Sounds a little bit like Cadwell, who's considered a fool. The impossible spirits haunt a grove in the wind and rain. Since they gave this whole note here with the day being a hollow soul, I kind of feel like it's talking about like a soul shriven, aka Cadwell. No moon, no moonlight. Sounds like they were talking about finding the moon gate. So I think it's a little bit of foreshadowing. Oh shit. And seems we're still having that thing pop up. Alright, let's reload UI. Reload UI and see if that gets rid of it. Alright.
Now, to join me. Let's talk.
Where are you?
We need to speak quickly. I doubt I'll remain undiscovered for very long.
You'd like to show off your magic, don't you?
This projection, a simple spell. Nothing to it, really. But that's not what I want to discuss. I'm hiding in an empty servant's quarters at the moment. I discovered that Prefect Kalo is no longer in charge here. In fact, he's been arrested.
Why would the Erexians arrest one of their own officers,
That's the thing. Prefect Kalo isn't really one of the Euraxians. His cohort of Imperials accompanied my half-sister into Rimmen, but he's been a vocal opponent of her coup and subsequent claim of rulership. Apparently, he refused another order.
So what are they hiding Prefect Kalo,
Kalo's probably being held on one of the lower levels. See if you can find him. He should be able to tell us more about the Dragon Guard and Sorlinia's orders. Wait a moment. I'm about to have company. I'll find my way to you as soon as I can.
Alright, this one will find Prefect Kalo then. That's all. She'd like to sneak. She'd like to sneak. Upstairs. The main hall.
Interesting. You're not one of Euraxia's mercenaries. I'm Prefect Kalo, commander of the Cygnus Irregulars. And you're that outsider working with the Khajiit militia. I
Yep.
expected you hours ago. Well, let's not dawdle. You have an assassination squad to stop, I assume, so if you'd open my cell?
How do you know who this one is,
It's elementary. I pay attention to every significant event that occurs in the region. Comes with my job description. I have agents, spies, and informers from Riverhold to Rimmen. The dossier on you could choke a Wamasu. Now, about this door?
First, tell me why I should unlock your cell, Or, no, tell me why they locked you in.
I'm an Imperial without an Emperor. My cohort was assigned to accompany Euraxia on a fact-finding mission. She turned it into a conquest. I tried to temper her more violent tendencies, but her mercenaries outnumber my legionaries by a wide margin.
So why are you locked out now,
I refused a direct order. Wouldn't give Solinia my soldiers or my file on the last Dragon Guard. So, here I am. How about this? You can find a copy of the report in my office. If the information it contains helps you, then come back and set me free.
You seem unusually willing to cooperate with this one,
I'm a reasonable man. I have no great love for this land, but neither do I want to see it destroyed. Dragons were the last straw. In other words, this is me making a stand. You can find a copy of the Dragon Guard report in my office upstairs.
Say this one about Captain Selenia.
She burst into my office with orders from Euraxia, demanded I provide soldiers to support her assassination squad, then commanded that I turn over my file on this so-called last Dragon Guard. I politely refused both requests, and she had me arrested.
So what's the assassination squad now?
An elite unit of mercenaries. They're rabid dogs that Euraxia points at her enemies. They like to kill, and they're extremely good at it. With the urging of the dragons, she pointed them at their current target, the so-called last Dragon Guard.
And that was Euraxia's last order then, She issued it right before I killed her,
Well, that puts a new spin on the situation. Solinia took my file. Then she and her soldiers went to assassinate this supposed last Dragon Guard to appease Euraxia's dragon allies. There's a copy of the file in my office, but I suggest you hurry.
So Euraxia wasn't sent to conquer Rimmon,
Conquer Rimmon? Euraxia was sent on imperial business to a province that owed us fealty. There was no reason to conquer a place we historically controlled. No. She decided to make her own play for power while Emperor Varen was otherwise engaged.
And you went along with it,
It was complicated. Look, our quick visit turned into an invasion. Euraxia contracted an army of Nibonese mercenaries to back her up. And then the Emperor disappeared and his empire collapsed. We were stuck here without orders or assistance.
Can you tell this one about the Dragon Guard?
Not much. I never got around to reviewing the report. You can read it yourself in my office. For some reason, this rumor of a last Dragon Guard inspired Euraxia's ire. Maybe because the legends say they were once renowned dragon hunters?
Let's go see, This gives flashbacks back to Dark Brotherhood. Let's loot everything before we take that. This everything that's worthwhile. Alright. Desk. Bring our report. Here we go. Duplicate copy of the report prepared by Centurion Phylaxia, intelligence officer assigned to Sinister Irregulars. We began looking for reports of surviving members of the disregarded and disbanded Dragon Guard hiding in the wilderness of northern Elsweyr. First, in regards to Euraxian Tharn's interest, contacts in the Rimmon inform us that she has ordered a thorough search of the royal archives and turned up every scrap of information the Khajiit have gathered on the subject. It seems that the legends pertaining to the Order's ancient origins as dragon hunters of renown has caught the imagination, whether it be the dragons Whether this be the dragons are also interested in the matter, we have yet to ascertain. Consult with the Moonsingers that have turned up consulting with the Moonsingers has turned up contradictory information. One keeper of the stories claims that the entire Drakengard Legion has been hiding in the Scar since the dragon's disappearance in ancient past. Another tells me that the single caretaker remains, guarding his secrets of the ancient order in hidden in the sanctuary. Contacts in the Mages Guild confirm the records kept by the Magisters acknowledge that the Drakengard do trace back to those of the Akaviri dragon hunters of old. And while most of the orders gave up those traditions after the dragons disappeared to become the guardians of the Emperor, some documents claim that a small number have continued to train in the old ways to keep the knowledge of the dragon fighting alive in the event of their return. Here's a promising lead. The contact of the Stitches claims that it visited the hidden Akaviri shrine deep in the Western Scar. Stories told over drinks claim the place is haunted and studded with deadly traps. Some also indicate the single Drakengard, the last surviving member of the Order, they claim, maintains a shrine and waits for the day that the Order will once more be needed. Those Stitches.
I see you found the report. Now we can continue our conversation without being separated by those inconvenient bars.
Okay.
Ah, there you are. And I see you've captured Prefect Kalo. I presume he surrendered without a fight?
Yes, perfectly. Yeah, he surrendered.
Don't look so shocked. My irregulars are very good at what they do. It was simple enough for them to sneak in and set me free. Now, what did you learn from the report? Anything that will help us stop Captain Solinia and her assassination squad?
Us? Why do you want to help us stop the assassination of the Drakengard? And if you had these guys available the entire time, you could have got out at any time too, right?
As I said, we were never willing participants in Euraxia's conquest of northern Elsweyr. My irregulars did as little as possible to advance her agenda, and we worked to sabotage it as often as not. Besides, have you forgotten about the dragons?
And what about the dragons?
The dragons won't stop after they kill or subjugate the Khajiit. We're in as much danger as everyone else. If Lord Garesh-Ri pardons my soldiers, we'll help fight the dragons. But we're going to need the Drakengard. Do you know where he is?
The report suggests the last Drakengard is hiding in the Akaviri shrine somewhere in the sky.
Grand Chancellor, I propose that you get Garesh-Ri to pardon the Cygnus Irregulars so we can form an alliance.
An alliance? Interesting. Comrades would be helpful in the battles to come. I'll return to Rimmen, plead Kalo's case, and send someone to help you. Meanwhile, I suggest you start your search for the shrine at the Stitches.
You sure that's all right?
I'll take the prefect to Rimmen and see if I can negotiate an alliance between him and Chimera. We could use the help, but I'm not sure our young queen will agree. Meanwhile, you need to go to the Scar and find that shrine before the assassins do.
Do you think we can really trust Prefect Kalo?
Trust? We'll have to see. From what I've learned here in the manor, though, it's evident that Kalo and his irregulars have no love or respect for Euraxia's mercenaries. That counts for something.
I hope we're not making a mistake here.
Mistakes happen. They're a fact of life. But Prefect Kalo is a trained Imperial soldier. I know his type well. Unlike the Euraxian mercenaries, he'll be as good as his word. And if not, I'll turn him into a mud crab.
Oh, wonderful. Did you find anything in the manor?
Well, news of Euraxia's death has reached her mercenaries. For the most part, they've decided that Zumog Foom is their new leader, and they're willing to do whatever the dragons say. I suppose they think that's better than being eaten.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Captain Solinia and her assassins left the estate shortly before you arrived. If you're gonna catch them before they find and kill the last Drakengard, you really ought to get a move on.
And how does this one know they can trust you?
I've been nothing but helpful since you met me.
Yeah.
Besides, I give you my word as an Imperial officer. I pledge myself and the Cygnus Irregulars to the service of the new Khajiit Queen for the duration of the dragon infestation.
And then what's happened?
Then, I haven't given it much thought. To tell you the truth, I don't expect us to survive whatever it is the dragons are up to. If we happen to find a way to win the day, I'll extend my offer of an alliance for as long as the Queen will have us.
You must have some idea what the Akavea Shrine might be,
Just what was in the report. No, wait a moment. There was something else. I didn't connect the two until just now. A merchant in the Stitches was selling actual Akaviri relics, claimed to have found them in a cave in the western section of the Scar.
Do you know how Euraxian and the dragons wound up together?
As you can probably guess, Euraxia didn't go out of her way to consult with me, especially after I refused to turn over command of the Irregulars. From what I gathered, she and her necromancer, Zumug Fum, had or knew something the dragons wanted.
Any idea what that might have been?
Most likely something that Zumug Fum has promised to deliver, seeing as he's still in league with the dragons. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it must have something to do with the creepy floating head that follows the necromancer around.
Uh-oh. Cadwell is the key. He's always been the key. Just a little bit of looting. Ooh. Why is there a jewelry box in the kitchen? A little weird. Ooh, what's in here? This is like a full decked out house. A little stuff to find. Oh. Sure. Oh, that reminds me. Settings, controls. Where's my ultimate ability here? Ultimate ability, we're switching you to 6. Because we have an ultimate that will cause a crime if we use it. And given the fact that it's also your auto loot key, it can be very dangerous to use that in the wrong spot. Right, jump over the side here. All the way down there. Luckily, we have a little waypoint we can use. Stitches is discovered.
Watch your step in the stitches.
You don't say. Sky Shard around here somewhere. Probably at the very bottom of the cliff. Zamorak.
Tarn sent Samarak to assist you against the Euraxian officers Saulinia and her assassins. The locals say that a group matching their description passed through here a short time ago. Tarn explained that we seek a hidden Akaviri shrine.
Sumina has orders to kill someone they believe to be the last dragon god.
Saulinia, the assassin who murdered King Hemakar and Queen Numara. Zamarak heard that name often on the day of Euraxia's coup. Perhaps this one can finally get justice for the royal family.
Did you face Captain Selenia back then?
No. Zamarak was guarding Kamira that day. We were far from the palace. Anyway, this one learned that the local crime lord provided Saulinia with guides who know the Scar well. We must hurry if we hope to catch them.
Alright, let's go find this assassination squad then.
The Scar can be a treacherous place, Five Claw, even without the addition of a Nibonese assassination squad. We need to hurry, but we should also proceed with caution.
What should I know before we enter the Scar?
The Scar was carved across the face of an Equina in the ancient past. Some say Kunzari is responsible. Others, that Alkosh himself marked the land with his claws. Things live in the deepest cracks and crevices that we would do well to avoid.
Now, what did Abnath send you,
Truthfully, Zamarak almost refused when Tharn gave the order. This one has only just reclaimed the mantle of King's Claw and was reluctant to leave Queen Kamira's side. But you needed help, and Zamarak was best suited to aid you in this endeavor.
Did Abnathon present Prefect Callow?
Yes, but Zamarak isn't sure if anything good will come of their meeting. When this one departed, Queen Kamira and Lord Gareshri were engaged in a heated discussion with Tharn over the risks and benefits of trusting an Imperial.
Tell me about your time as a King's Claw, then.
King Hemakar saw something in Zamarak. He specifically requested this one during a visit to the Desert Wind. Zamarak set aside his studies and devotions to become the King's Claw. I pledged my life to keep the royal family safe.
But you weren't able to stop Euraxia then,
No. Kamira wanted to visit the Desert Wind Adeptorium. This one was tasked to guard her. So, Zamarak was not in the palace when Euraxia and her troops arrived. They were welcomed as emissaries of the Emperor. But they were lions about to pounce.
Well, at least you got Camilla safe then,
A small success in an avalanche of failure. Guilt consumed Zamarak because he lived and the royal family died. So this one exiled himself from the land he loved and traveled the world. This one sought... what? Peace. Forgiveness. Something. Wait, that body. It's one of the assassins. They must have passed this way.
Then you just left him?
More bodies. The hired guides. Saulinia's work, Samarak thinks.
Fan out!
King Hemakar saw something in Zamarak. Look! There is a door behind these stones. Is this the place we seek?
Joval's Shrine. Hitting Akavari's Shrine in the Scar, serving as the last sanctuary for the disgraced disbanded Dragon Guard after the assassination of the proletariats. A place to keep the ancient traditions alive? I don't believe a word of it. Feminist auction Octor.
That door. Not even all of Zamarak's strength and training can budge a magical barrier. Maybe the pedestal. The pedestal maintains the magical barrier, but Zamarak does not know how.
Find the Dragon Guard, or his blood won't be the only thing that stains my blade this day.
The assassins! The assassins! They stalk the southern passages. We must hurry. There may be another way past this door, deeper in the complex.
As soon as we tried to open this door?
Whatever has been hiding behind that door for all these years can wait a little longer. We need to deal with the assassins. They are the most pressing threat. That shout we heard. Saulinia and her killers must be close.
Alright, let's go kill them. Go kill the killers. Avres Hoka del Sung. Gone are the dragons from dawned dread, their return and prepare. Train body for agony, own mind for clarity, raise soul for victory. Kavresh Hoka del Sung.
Traps. They stopped some of the assassins, but not all of them. We must be wary.
Yud Wet Pikara Nafasi Vrin. Claws of adamant, voice of end, fear the foe, heed the teacher. Move as the wind, bend as the river, before victory there is survival. Hate injury, shun death. Und what? Pikra Nesti Vrin. On the same in memory. Telko un Vojo Tiana. The peace once known gone from sand in memory, the lessons of a great agony, wisdom from behind the stars. We must learn or we must die. Telko un Vojo Tian. Mikwano Felteprek. No talon, no tail, no fame, devastation is the scream. To sunder the stone and armies, he silenced with our foe. Let the shout die in the throat. Mikwano Felteprek.
Can't hide from us forever, Dragon Guard.
You couldn't find an Alfican alabaster, you Roxian dolt?
That was the Dragon Guard. We're running out of time.
Uvhan Jorin Iskator. Seek blessings, grant pardons, journey to the to ends. No return for we soldiers, hunters, pilgrims, soul and mind falter. Unhan Jori Iske Tor. Over there. Oh, here's one. War Hunt Deliverance. Jumhak wrote V Quen. Journey on the many names War Hunt Deliverance. None take spoil, none see glory. When kin of gods must die, though more beautiful than we. Gorm Hak wrote Vu Quenner. There will be a test on this later.
Another maze. We must find a way to the other side.
You don't like mazes? You can tell other people. Norefal Indivil Kel Ushuk. No faith outside brethren kingdoms fall people wander. Our vigil without end, longer than the walls can stand, stronger than the thrones. Norfal Idifik Kel Usak. Okay. Weird. That is prey. Ret Ashad Zi Fong Dan Lo. Forget honor as dragons do, instead fight as prey. Run and hide, strike from ambush, wound with 1,000 cuts. Deceit triumphs over pride. Ret Ashin Tofe, okay. Probably another one here somewhere, right? What was that back there? That's leading out of here like it should. I'm still looking for, just trying to see if there's any other plaques I need to read. Don't really even know what they do, but it just seems like the right thing to do. Yeah, I see you missed one here. Faith in Dust and Stone, okay. Jenna Dev Tosung Rukav. Creatures of Earth, faith in Dust and Stone, fight to live as insects, to hide and strike from the shadows. Fear day and open sky. Jenna Dav Tosung Rukav. That's the other path we're taken. Walking.
Once I select a target, it always dies.
I trained to fight dragons. This isn't going to end the way you expect.
Mm-hmm. In death is the promise. Netzan Jandrali Tulsily. And then comes to all, and death is the promise. Battle-weary sword laid down, battle-scarred shield set aside, all shall rest in lasting peace. Net zan ur general Tulsily. Yo.
Now, Dragon Guard, you and your order oh, good. More blood to spill.
Here, Samarak can soothe your pain.
Oh. Teleport strike, teleport strike. Just like a standard Nightblade. I wasn't even paying attention. I wanted to see if the traps would actually damage her. Oh, what's this one? Vin Uri Dolske Khan Fun. Armstrong, mindful to wear a dread mantle. The gods of our homeland, blight and quarter, taught us exceedingly well. Vin Uri Dolske Khan Fun. Un.
Oh, good. More blood to spill.
Come, this one can mend your wounds.
Dude, like half Dragon Knight, half Nightblade.
Die near that assassin.
Maybe now the royal family can rest in peace. Thank you, Five Claw. With Saulinia dead, maybe the royal family can finally rest in peace.
Probably not.
The Dragon God
We already
ran
killed
through
him
the
anyways.
door, but he was wounded. We should help him.
Hey, you alright, Zamanrak? I can't really tell because your flat delivery makes me think you're emotionless, so.
Zamarak. There was a heaviness on Zamarak's soul. Now it disperses like sand in the wind. Still, this one promised to find a new path. But these events just returned him to the same one he walked before.
You helped to bring the killer to to the royal family to justice, though, right?
Yes, but Zamarak believed his previous life of violence caused those deaths. His studies and meditations told him this was so. Now, with Saulinia's death, Zamarak feels lighter. It feels good, but it also feels like a betrayal of the desert wind.
Stick to your teachings, Zamanrak. Not always the answer to violence is not always the answer.
You are right, Five Claw. Violence is never the best way to solve a problem. It only leads to grief. As the adepts say, when an enemy strikes you on the right, also offer him your left. But these musings are missed. Let us check on the Dragon Guard.
Alright, let's go. Is there any other plaques or anything to read? I don't think there is. I think we saw the last one here. Uh-oh, he's not looking good.
Damn assassin. She knew her stuff. I saw her fall, though. Thanks for that. After all these years, why do I suddenly have so much company?
Well, if you had not been outside, dragons would return, and Euraxia sent assassins because they thought you knew how to stop them.
I know about the dragons. I sent word to the other sanctuaries.
Other sanctuaries? It was word that you were the last dragon god.
The last. I didn't think so. But no one else has responded. Maybe. No. I know at least one other is still out there. He'll come. He has to.
Is it really a way to stop the dragons?
Take my ring. It will open the sanctuary. Find the dragon horn. You have to. Have to.
Dragon god? Dragon god Orlando, who we never heard your name, but we suddenly know who you are?
May Kenarthi guide you to the sands behind the stars.
God damn it. Don't tell me this is a perfect circle, is
That
it?
looks like Prefect Kalo. What is he doing here?
Uh-oh. What are you doing here, Prefect?
Ah, there you are. We came as soon as we could. Were you able to stop Captain Solinia and her assassins?
Selene is dead, but so is the Dragon God. So, did Chimera accept your terms of the alliance?
Both dead? Solinia deserved it. Shame about the Dragon Guard, though. And yes, it took some convincing and Tharn's most diplomatic negotiation tactics, but Queen Chimera has accepted our help. Provisionally.
Provisionally?
The Cygnus Irregulars are on probation. For now. Once Queen Chimera sees us in action, I'm sure she'll come around. Until then, I wanted to make sure you are all right. Beating Solinia is no small feat. I'm sorry we lost the Dragon Guard, though.
Well, we got the ring to get into the secret sanctuary here, so... Gotta go get a dragon horn for some reason.
A dragon horn? Like the one at Star Haven Adaptorium? Huh. Well, if you think this old relic can help, lead the way.
The barrier has fallen. Let us see what awaits within.
That sounds ominous, but we'll go in.
Are these the remains of the Dragon Guard?
This is not good. Yeah, remains of Dragon Guards when we have a Necromancer as the main enemy. This isn't good. We're gonna come back out and the Necromancer, or Zoma Furor is gonna be here.
Books and scrolls. I knew it. Knowledge is power, my friend. You'll see.
Be too optimistic. I'm wondering who is the other Dragon Guard. Several beds. Can't loot anything in here. All right, let's take it.
such a small thing when compared to the dragons. Still, we should take it to Rimmon, yes?
Yes. Will just a small part work?
I want to take another look at these books. We'll meet you back in Rimmon.
What do you mean?
Well, now that you have the dragon horn, I suppose we should get back to Rimmon and see what Queen Chimera and Chancellor Tharn want us to do next. You know, it feels good to be doing something other than trying to rein in Euraxia for a change.
What are you really doing here, Kato?
We're in a Dragon Guard sanctuary. Old relics like this dragon horn are all well and good, but I want to see if we can find any books or scrolls that can tell us something about how to fight the dragons. We need every advantage we can get.
So you really believe the Dragon Guards once fought dragons, hmm?
Dragon Guard, Akaviri, ancient Nord warriors? Someone battled the dragons successfully in the past. Who's to say we won't find a record of their tactics and techniques here? It certainly won't hurt to look around.
Alright, alright. Mrak?
This dragon horn, it is different from the one at Star Haven. It has no light, no energy.
One in Star Haven, hmm?
An adeptorium. Zamorak stayed there after he returned to Anequina. It was attacked by a dragon. One of the old treasures of Star Haven was a dragon horn. When sounded, the dragon cried in pain. The horn faded to dust after it was used.
Is that the one I used? This one's different?
Zamorak cannot explain it. I do not remember the large horn having a detachable small horn, but I did not examine it too closely. When this one approached the Star Haven dragon horn, it was like being near a great heartbeat. This horn is quiet.
And again, I see a dragon.
Cadwell? Cadwell? What was that about a dragon? Ah, there you are. See to Cadwell, if you would. Then join us in the throne room for the War Council.
Hello? Is someone there? I appear to be back in my head. Well, my other head. The other head. This is so confusing. Wait. Things are becoming clearer now. Yes, well, there you are. Oh, so good to see you again, my friend. I saw that nasty orc necromancer, Zumog Foom. He really is a despicable fellow. And there was a dragon, a huge, powerful, eyes as big as a house dragon. They called it Carl Grunteed, means champion of the bound time. How do I know these things? Well, yes, I did. Seems the ears are as connected as the eyes. They talked about the moons, something about an eclipse and the perfect time to use the gate. I remember something about that from when I was the betrayer, but the details are hazy. My memory returns in dribs and drabs, but I'm not sure that's a good thing. If I remember anything helpful, though, I'll let you know. Where are my manners? They're waiting for you. Queen Chimera has called another war council in the throne room. Not a clue, but I know one way to find out. Head inside and see what the Cat Queen has to say.
The archives were extremely helpful once I found the appropriate documents.
Our moon singers and moon priests have always paid particular attention to detail. What did you learn?
Tharn found documents regarding an ancient agreement with the Dragon Guard. They apparently provided a weapon to use against the dragons.
This relates to the legends of Kunzari and Queen Anequina, yes?
Pardon the interruption, Queen Chimera, but that sounds like the dragon horn we found. That dragon guard didn't survive, but he gave us the Anequina dragon horn.
So this alliance I reluctantly agreed to has borne fruit.
The Cygnus Irregulars assisted, but your agent did the important work.
A weapon from the Dragon Guard. Interesting. Come, Five Claw. I want to hear your report. Agreeing to an alliance with Imperials. At least it appears this Prefect Kalo assisted you. Tell me what happened out there, Five Claw. I want to hear it from you. So that is the Dragon Horn. It is much smaller than I thought it would be, and it looks fragile. Sound it once and it will probably crumble to dust. What are we supposed to do with such a thing? As always, you have my thanks, Five Claw.